If you're someone who's tired of hearing nothing but bad news, especially when it comes to health and science, then you're not alone. Every day, headlines seem to bring more stories about diseases we can't cure, treatments that don't work, and families struggling to find hope. It's easy to feel overwhelmed or even helpless when it comes to conditions like Alzheimer's disease. But what if, just for a moment, we could flip the script? What if there was a story that offered not just hope, but real, tangible progress? If you care about science, and you're rooting for the day when we finally outsmart some of our toughest diseases, then you need to hear about this. Because today, we're talking about a breakthrough that's got the scientific world buzzing. And for good reason. This isn't just another headline or a vague promise about a miracle cure. This is a real peer-reviewed study that's making even the most skeptical researchers sit up and take notice. If you or someone you love has ever been touched by Alzheimer's, you know how devastating it can be. The slow loss of memory, the confusion, the heartbreak of watching someone you care about slip away. But now, for the first time in a long time, there's a reason to feel genuinely hopeful. There's finally a reason for hope. And it's not just a distant dream, it's something that's happening right now, in real laboratories with real results. Here's the scoop. Scientists have just completed a groundbreaking experiment using 2 drugs that are already approved for other health problems. That's right. These aren't brand new, untested chemicals. They're medications that doctors already prescribe for other conditions, which means we know a lot about their safety and how they work in the body. In this study, researchers gave these drugs to mice that had been genetically engineered to develop Alzheimer's-like brain damage. These mice showed the same kinds of memory loss and confusion that people with Alzheimer's experience. And guess what? The results were nothing short of astonishing. The mice didn't just stop getting worse, they actually got better. Their memory improved, their ability to learn new things came back, and they started behaving more like healthy mice again. For scientists who have spent years watching one failed experiment after another, this was a jaw-dropping moment. In the lab, the researchers put the mice through a series of tests, mazes, puzzles, and memory challenges. Before the treatment, the mice struggled to remember where to go or how to solve problems. But after receiving the drugs, they navigated the mazes with ease, remembered the right paths, and even learned new tricks faster than before. It was as if someone had turned the lights back on in their brains. So how did this happen? To understand the breakthrough, you need to know a little about what Alzheimer's does to the brain. The disease is notorious for creating sticky clumps called plaques, made from a protein called amyloid beta. These plaques build up between brain cells, blocking communication and eventually killing the cells. At the same time, another protein called tau forms twisted tangles inside the cells, making things even worse. The result? Memory loss, confusion, and a gradual decline in thinking skills. What's truly remarkable is that these 2 drugs didn't just slow down the damage, they actually helped clear away the plaques and tangles. Under the microscope, scientists saw that the brains of treated mice had far fewer of these toxic buildups. Even more exciting, the drugs seem to help repair damaged brain cells, allowing them to reconnect and start working together again. It's like giving the brain a deep clean and a tune-up at the same time. Imagine your brain as a vast network of highways and roads. Alzheimer's is like a traffic jam caused by debris and broken bridges. These drugs acted like a cleanup crew, clearing the debris, fixing the bridges, and getting traffic moving again. The result? The mice's brains started firing on all cylinders, and their memories came rushing back. It's kind of like unclogging the pipes in your brain. When the blockages are gone, everything flows the way it's supposed to. For the first time, scientists could actually see the difference, not just in brain scans, but in the way the mice acted and learned. But before you get too excited, it's important to remember that there's a big difference between mice and people. Mice are a great starting point for research, but their brains are much simpler than ours. What works in a mouse doesn't always work in a human. That's why scientists are careful not to overpromise. They know that translating these results into a real treatment for people will take time, effort, and a lot more testing. Still, this is a huge leap forward. For decades, Alzheimer's research has been full of setbacks and disappointments. Many drugs that looked promising in the lab failed when tested in people. But this time, the fact that the drugs are already approved for other uses gives researchers a head start. They can move more quickly into the next phase, testing the drugs in human clinical trials. It's a huge leap from a lab mouse maze to a human brain. But every major medical breakthrough starts with a first step, and this one is especially promising because of the strong results and the existing safety data on these drugs. Now, scientists are gearing up for the next big challenge: clinical trials in people. These trials will help answer the most important questions. Can these drugs really reverse Alzheimer's symptoms in humans? Are they safe for long-term use? How much can they help, and who will benefit the most? The answers could change the lives of millions of families around the world. If these trials are successful, it could mean a whole new future for Alzheimer's patients. Imagine a world where memory loss isn't a life sentence, where families can hold on to precious moments, and where growing older doesn't have to mean losing yourself or the people you love. That's the promise of this research, a chance to bring back memories we thought were lost forever, and to give hope to millions who need it most. Of course, this is just the beginning. Science is a journey, not a destination. There will be more studies, more questions, and probably a few setbacks along the way. But for now, this discovery is a powerful reminder of what's possible when brilliant minds refuse to give up. If you love seeing science push the limits of what we thought was possible, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and stick around. We'll keep bringing you the latest breakthroughs, the most exciting discoveries, and the stories that prove hope is always worth holding on to. The future of Alzheimer's research just got a little brighter, and we can't wait to see what happens next.